as big as I thought he was. Oh yeah, he's actually decent. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Nope, where are you going? Whoa.
There we go. Nice little rainbow.
That is nice.
Hey, fatty. Okay, I'm gonna get him back in the water. I gotta get my pliers. Alright, I just caught this really nice trout, just a rainbow trout, just a rainbow trout. And I'm gonna show you guys how to gut it. So, we can't show this on YouTube, but you kind of just put them out of their misery by hitting their head with a rock or any hard object. And then what you want to do, this one's pretty fat, so it should be easy. On bigger fish, you can fillet them. Don't worry, this is just nerves. So you go right here. You want a sharp knife to do this. I don't really have a sharp knife on me. And then once you get through there, it's pretty easy. Just kind of cut up through the stomach, past this fin, just like that, all the way up. And then you take this little lip here, you peel it up, pierce your knife through it, and then you make a slit right there. Make sure you're cut all the way to the jaw. And make sure this is good. And make sure this is good because you'll pull all the guts right out of here. And then you can kind of cut these just to get a better clean cut. Just so you don't rip up the meat. That's what you don't want to do. Okay. And then it should just come out smoothly. Like that. And then this guy got gut hooks pretty well, so its hook is going to be way down in there, so we'll have to get that out in a second. But that's all it is. And then you just want to cut this bloodline and then peel that out with your thumb. Make sure you get all that nastiness out. We don't want any of that in our food. Then, after we get the hook out, which is kind of difficult to do sometimes if they gut hook themselves. That's the one bad thing about using bait, like power bait or worms, is because they'll swallow it like they would any other food, and it hooks them way down in their gut, and you kind of have to kill them. So it's only a good idea to use bait. There's that power bait that I used. And then the hook should be somewhere in there with it. There it is. There's the hook. So now, okay, actually check this out. So this is from someone else. That is a little fly from a fly rod, and that must have gotten stuck, and he must have taken it off, which means he's had that in his gut for a while. So sometimes it's good to just kill them, because sometimes they're going through a lot of pain if people have already caught them like that. Just want to cut off their head, and then you just want to come down here in the water and wash them off. Make sure you get the last of that bloodline, because that's definitely important. And you can tell, most likely this fish is a wild fish, not a stocked fish, because of how pink that meat is. Normally stocked fish have bright white meat, so this fish possibly was raised here as a little minnow from other fish. So that's pretty cool, and then you just season it up and grill it however you want, over a fire or on a grill, oven, however you want to do it, pan.
Are you going to show us how to do that tonight?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And how do you properly dispose of the guts?
So most of the time, you can't just like, in some bodies of water, you can't throw it out and let the birds eat it. But most of the time, if you just throw it up on the bank, another bird is gonna come get it, and it's just a circle of life, they'll eat it up. Just like any other wild animal will. And in creeks, it's really good to do it in because it'll just float down in another animal will eat it, like a bear, a bird, anything else. But in here, it might be a good idea to bury it somewhere, or if you're allowed to just leave stuff out here, a bird will get it. But if you're not allowed to leave guts out, it's best to bury it or dispose of it some other way that's safe for the environment. So yeah, well, this lake, I don't think we should throw the guts back in this lake. It's a pretty stagnant pond, and we don't want to make anything all disease-like and everything. So we're probably just going to bury it up there, and a fox will come dig it up and eat it up. So we'll just do that, and then we'll figure out where to put this guy in the water and keep fishing. Okay, so we caught this fish yesterday. We did not have time to do it last night, so we're doing it tonight, a day later. And here are our seasonings. We have kind of a spicier seasoning, just regular Old Bay, lemon pepper, and an everything spice from a local company in Colorado. And then we're going to stuff the fish with butter after it's all seasoned up. I was thinking we're going to put some pepperoncinis on the side too. This garlic, we will put olive oil on and then grill it. That way it just kind of smears out, and put that inside the fish when we're done. So we're just going to quickly just do a quick season on everything. You kind of have to get a lot because fish is difficult to get seasoninged right. So I'll put a little bit of this stuff on, not too much. And then lemon pepper. Whoa. And then if you do too much in one spot, you kind of rub it around. It's not a big deal. And then Old Bay is my favorite. I'm just going to do some Old Bay on there. And then this stuff is really hot. It's also another local company in Colorado, so we're only going to do a little bit of this. Just give it some kick. And then we don't need to put any seasonings on the outside. You can if you want, but I don't normally. If I fillet it, I will. But that's just because you cook it on one side pretty much the whole time. So then we're going to take some butter, and we're just going to cut it into nice cubes and kind of put it inside the fish. Give it a more oily taste. And it's not as dry if you use butter either. Normally I would put lemons slices in here too, but we don't have any lemons on standby, so just going to do butter and seasoning. And then take your hands and wipe them off, and then we're just going to cover this in tin foil. Just wrap it up in tin foil rather. This is a pretty long fish, so we're going to do 2 sheets kind of connected like that. And then you're just going to place that on there. And then just kind of wrap it up. This kind of keeps the juices inside. Kind of have, like, you keep the juices in a steak, just this way with aluminum foil. And then when our grill is ready, we're just going to toss that on there for a while, and then we'll show you guys when it's all done and cooked. Alright guys, our grill is ready, and we don't need too many coals on this one, and only one side is white, which is fine. We're going to place the fish and the garlic on this side. All we do with the garlic is cover it in olive oil or vegetable oil, whatever oil you have, and then we're just going to stick that on there so it becomes nice and sticky and good for your fish. So we're just going to place the fish on and the garlic, and then to give it a nice smoky flavor, we're going to put the lid on. And then we're kind of going to crack this just a little bit. So yeah, see you guys when it's ready. Alright, we're unraveling our present here. You just want to let it sit on there until the skin peels off. I haven't checked it yet, so hopefully it's ready. But sometimes it can be pretty difficult to get off because it's hot, but just be able to peel it off. You can already see some of that butter that seeped through. Okay, yeah, it's ready. So the skin kind of just peels off with the tin foil. That's perfect right there. So we're going to get it on the plate, and then we're going to put the garlic on it. Tail should be a little bit better or easier to grab. That's another thing that the butter helps with, is keeping it a little more unstuck from the tin foil. And I haven't really done this with garlic yet, so let's see how this turns out. But yeah, very high. I want to be careful with this kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's golden brown. And then if you take it out, it should just kind of squeeze out. Oh, that's hot. Maybe not. Well, it kind of worked. Might have to get a little bit more practice on that.
That looks delicious.
You like garlic, though. I'm gonna try not to get too much skin in there. Just want a little bit of that garlic. And then we'll kind of just put that on the fish. Like that. And then we'll finish plating that up. But that's just about it to cooking a trout, and it should just fall off the bone really easily. There is a lot of pin bones when you just gut it and cook it like this, so you gotta be kind of careful. That is one good thing about fillets. You can kind of cut off the bone and then, you know, not get as many bones when you're cooking it, but this is also the fastest way, is just gutting it, and then all that flavor just inside the stomach there. And then you can eat the skin, it's perfectly fine. It's just, some people don't like it, so that's personally up to you. Yeah, that's how you catch and cook a trout. I'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe. So this is how trout is supposed to look. Flaky, and non-stocked trouts have a pink color. The wild ones have the pink color, and the stocked normally have white meat, and it doesn't taste as good. And this is just perfect.